What's up, everybody? It's Kenny Commons here of Chilling with Kenny C, and I'm joined with a returning guest. She's so much loved on this show last time, and we had a good conversation, and a lot has happened to this lovely lady since then. She's got the EP Dark Matter. We're gonna talk about that. She goes by the name of Merlin. She is with me via Zoom. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for being back on the show. Great to have you back.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's my absolute pleasure. I'm excited.
And the beauty of these Zoom interviews is, we now get to see each other now, like literally. Let's catch up and everything. How's everything been with you since the previous interview we did?
Oh my God, I feel like that was lifetimes ago, but it also feels like it was yesterday. It's so weird. Um, yeah, just a lot going on. I had my first live show in New York City and um just, put out obviously more music video, the whole thing. Did some traveling. There's been a lot. There's been a lot, and I'm grateful. So I'm excited.
So let's start with that, with the New York show. Obviously, we're still dealing with this pandemic, and with some restrictions are starting to be lifted here and there. I know Kentucky, they literally lifted everything up since last year or summer or whatever. But New York is different. Obviously, every state has their restrictions here and there. So with everything that's happening, how did it feel for you to have one of the a show back and you getting back to performing again?
I mean, it kind of felt surreal just because everything has been going so crazy. And then even I know people who have had shows booked and canceled last minute. And like you said, every state has their own thing. So and that could change in a minute with everything going on. So I think it wasn't really until I got to the venue and after I did my sound check that I was like, okay, I'm actually here. It's actually happening. But we had to have our, our vaccination cards and everything. We had to show everything at the door and everything. So, but luckily it all worked out. There was a good enough crowd. There was a good amount of people. So it still felt, like a show and everything, but it wasn't, like it wasn't good, it wasn't going to be like hundreds and hundreds of people at that time. Luckily now things seem to be opening up again, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like with COVID, it has a mind of its own, and it's not letting up one bit. So obviously, with these venues and with these artists, and the one common goal for everyone is that everyone's safe and healthy. Obviously, taking all the precautions per se, and you know, as a live music enthusiast per se, it just, you know, just being in front of people and seeing the musicians perform, like obviously just having the passion of music is good, just recording music and just seeing this music come to life, but it doesn't get any better than just performing it in front of an audience. All that hard work paid off. It doesn't get any better than that.
I completely agree. As soon as I got off the stage, and everyone was being so nice and just giving compliments and everything, but I was just like I can't believe it happened, because it just felt like something that could be taken away, up until the moment that it happened. So I'm just so grateful that it did. And now to more shows, hopefully, obviously, safely, and in due time, but more shows and more states, and we'll see.
So for those that's never had the chance of seeing Merlin perform in person, how would you describe like the performance, the atmosphere that you bring to the audience? How would you describe the experience for those that are so curious of wanting to see you perform?
That's a good question. I like to speak to the audience. I like to speak in between the songs, kind of give a little bit of a blurb. Um, I think obviously it depends on kind of the setting. The show that I did was more intimate. So we had that opportunity. I feel like obviously if you're like at a festival or something like that, it's a little harder to like really speak in between songs. It's more like you might give like kind of like an empowering moment or something like that, but that's about it. So it was really fun. It was really and like seeing people's feedbacks, like you can tell, that they were really kind of vibing and like connecting. So it was just, yeah, there was like just explaining the songs a little bit, some stories behind it. So it was kind of like a little it was having like an interlude and stuff like that in between. It was interesting.
You are my type of performer. I
I'm
definitely,
happy.
I would love to see Merlin in person. From the songs that I've heard prior to the first interview, and now the music you have released since then, including Dark Matter, which is a few song EP, which is available on all the platforms. By the way, so go stream it, go buy it, go purchase it. Whatever your preference may be is on all the platforms. It's Merlin, Merlin. It's very easy and simple, really, if you think about it. Uh, so let's talk Dark Matter. Um, I got a chance to hear it. Shout out to Anna Castle of Core, um, for giving all the info that I need to prep for these interviews. And I got a chance to listen to the EP. The Can't Touch This is definitely my favorite. It's got the fist pump vibes, if you will, like you hear it in the club, and you just waiting for that beat to drop, and everybody fist pumping, and I definitely enjoy it. So talk about working on this EP and what made you decide to name it Dark Matter.
First of all, shout out to Anna. Hey Anna. And thank you. I'm glad it came through that whole like dance club vibe thing. So I'm glad,
Yes.
I'm glad that resonated. That made me so happy. So the whole process was actually it's interesting because it was written throughout kind of like the beginning of COVID when everything was really just first shutting down. And when I recorded it, it was kind of like this break that, when everything seemed to have kind of like a little bit of a light. And it kind of fell together perfectly, like everybody who was, because, we had like a couple producers and, it was like me in the studio and we were like, you know what, okay, everyone, let's get tested. Like we have this time, like a 1 week time frame. We're just basically going to be in the studio like 10 hours a day. We're going to go home. We're not going to see anybody. Like we all kind of committed to it. And it just we just went in the studio, rewrote songs, rewrote lyrics, kept going, changing things up. And then by the end we had these tracks. And I just like I don't even know how we did it, considering everything and everyone, everyone was good and everyone just was in, committed 100%. So I'm so grateful that it worked out that way. But it was, it was still kind of that darker period of everything. And the thing is, the material that the stuff that is influencing these lyrics um is like from my past, like so it's like from whatever traumas I've gone through, plus it being in this dark period of everything going on right now. So it felt only fitting. Dark matter, it's kind of, I like remember feeling like this, it was this time where like there was nothing really to grasp. It was just kind of like you're just out in the middle of nowhere and you're just like there's no light for the moment. And it's actually interesting because it like feeds into this whole like overarching project that I have going on as well. So this kind of yin and yang. So it's going to be fun to see it all play out together.
Yeah, that's true commitment right there, as far as gathering everybody and just spending days and weeks working on this project and just seeing it all come to fruition per se. Obviously, you know, people handle studio sessions a lot different, pre-COVID and during COVID. But I do like when people do get in the studio and try to make these songs come to life. Because with technology, you don't have to be in the same building anymore. We're recording these tracks, and yeah, I took it to old school, so that's pretty cool. I definitely enjoy this project. Definitely got the vibes going. And if you're in the mood to get your dance on, get your groove, get with your loved ones and your friends, Dark Matter by Merlin is the EP for you. So go stream it, go download it, go show your support. It's on all the platforms. Go check it out. Definitely worth the listen. And go listen to Can't Touch This. I played that song a little bit earlier before you joined the Zoom chat. Uh, so with this EP out, and we're about a little over a month and a half into the new year. And you definitely are hoping for more shows down the road. Um, what does Merlin have in store next in the coming weeks and months?
Um, So right now, I'm actually part of this Music Beats Cancer challenge that we're doing like some fundraising for like a bunch of artists kind of got together, which is great. That's just something right now, and I'm thinking of doing maybe some lives, just doing something on social media. Just in the meantime, definitely planning to release some music in early spring. So another single coming out soon, which I'm very excited about. We go even deeper and more intimate, and I think I just keep exploring like my lyrical freedom um, throughout. So I'm excited for that, and then like obviously looking forward to summertime and possibly some festivals. Um, Something far enough in advance so we can plan and obviously hope for the best. And if it doesn't work out, well, it is what it is, and we learn something along the way either way. So
So with the new music on the horizon, would this new music be a continuation of Dark Matter, or are you going a different direction with this new music?
it's definitely a continuation of dark matter. It's part of like an even bigger project. It's another nuance of it for sure, but it's definitely also a little brighter, if I want to say that. Yeah, a little lighter, a little happier. Staying
Okay,
funk though.
I like that. I like that. So I'm joined with Merlin here. Appreciate her being on. So we talked about upcoming shows. We talked about the music you've been working on. Obviously, people look back and reflect on the music, the growth, going through some things here and there. Like, how do you feel as an artist as far as your growth, your evolving not just as an artist but as a human being? Like, how do you feel about your growth as an artist throughout the years?
It's crazy because I'm light years from where I was, but you do all the work and then you're still like you want more. It's this like natural want to want to keep growing and want to keep pushing. And I feel that even in my personal development, it's the same thing. Um, I think I used to get to this almost this want to like, okay, like when's it gonna end? Or kind of like, all right, like, well, I already learned this type of thing, and then that you get to a point where you start to keep learning these experiences where you're like, okay, I get it. It's not just about learning something once, it's about learning all the levels and layers of it and just and really getting back to simple basics and living your life from this point of and creating from this point of just like happiness and love and just for me that's how like my process is, and just let like kind of talking about the things that I've gone through and letting that be like a mode of healing with the music. And they kind of go hand in hand, the more I develop personally, the more I feel like the better my music, my lyrics, my creations get. And it's just like the more I create, the more I'm willing to go dive in deeper. And it allows me to, because one of my practices is it's part of my writing exercises is I try to do 10 minutes, just put a timer on, don't think about what's coming to mind and just write. So, obviously like sometimes it's just pure jumbles. And then every once in a while, you get something that either like maybe I wasn't trying, maybe I was avoiding subconsciously or something, or sometimes I'll get a couple of lyrics. Actually, the one of the tracks on the Dark Matter EP, IOU, was based off of like a couple of like a hook that came from just like free writing. And it went from a cocoon to a butterfly, and it completely transformed, but it was the seed was in that. So um yeah, I think they go hand in hand. And I think I've also realized that there's really no end to it, so I'm just going to keep digging and diving and seeing what comes of it.
I do like the butterfly analogy, the butterfly cocoon analogy, because I mean that's how humans are. Just starting at a young age and just seeing what's out there, and you grow, you get old, and you learn more things. You be around people who's with you, and you deal with the good friends, you deal with the toxic friends here and there, but it's learning experience. We learn something every day. So just seeing an artist like you, just from where you are when you got started all the way to now, you definitely show growth as an artist, and definitely show so much promise. Definitely feels like you definitely on the horizon on so many good things, and I feel like supporting indie artists like yourself is important, especially with this ongoing pandemic. The mainstream artists, they get all the support as it is, and look, you support what you want, but if you got some indie friends that put their heart and soul into this music, you damn sure better support these artists, because they giving it their all. They really want to thrive off this, and just getting that encouragement, like we with you. So I feel like that's very important to bring up. Um, with everything going on and all. So you definitely got my support for sure, and I look forward to the new music. Um, I got I'm working on a third show for chilling, and basically it's me playing music. I'm gonna be in DJ mode, so I'm
Ooh,
gonna be playing music. I say by April, so whoever got new music out on the horizon, like yourself, got new music, I'm gonna start playing some music and spread awareness to local indie artists. So I'm looking forward to hearing the new music that you have coming out. Um, so
amazing.
so go ahead, promote your social media links. Where can people find you, not just musically, but social media as well?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. On social media, it's This is Merlin 13, and on Spotify, Apple, it's just Merlin, but you'll find me. You'll know which picture's me.
Yeah, and I like the album cover for Dark Matter. It's like you're looking up in the mirror or something like that. Um,
Mhm.
so that's something I also wanted to ask. What's the inspiration behind the Dark Matter cover with you looking up in the mirror?
Well, so if you look at the picture, I'm looking up in the mirror, so it's like you're looking for something else. You're looking through something else, through kind of like a grass is greener situation, but that mirror is looking straight at whoever's looking at it. Like my eyes, because I'm looking up, because in the reflection, it like when you're looking at it, like it's looking straight at you directly. So it's kind of like this whole thing, like you're looking for something else, but everything is exactly right in this moment. um and it's kind of like and it's also a reference to like kind of the dark Matter EP, the whole dark theme in general. It's kind of just like, it's you can try to run from things, but really the only way out is through, and sitting in that darkness, being the light in that darkness, and just kind of going from there. Kind of like you have everything you need within you type thing. So
Yeah,
it was fun
absolutely.
getting that together. Yeah.
So go check it out. Dark Matter EP from Merlin. It's on the platforms. It's out there. Go check it out. And check out the website, all the social medias, and she'll keep you posted. And be on the lookout for some new music in the spring. And who knows? You might hear it on the Chilling Show on Tuesdays. And so stay tuned for that. Great having you back on the show, Marilyn. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you as always. Keep doing your thing and continue success and happiness. And more importantly, be safe out there. And thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Kenny. Thank you so much for having me on. I was so excited to come back on, and thank you for all your well wishes. And I hope you stay safe too. Hopefully, we can get everything squared away by summertime and be able to enjoy some festivals and some live music. So,
Yeah, absolutely. You have a good night. Have a great rest of the weekend.
thank you, you too.
All right. That was Merlin. Check out the album, the EP, Dark Matter. It's available on all digital music platforms, and new music is coming in the spring. So stay tuned for that. So let's wave bye today, everybody. Let's wave bye. All right.
Bye.